truck here, unfortunately. And there's a decent dent right there. You excited, Linda?
Last night there's a big windstorm system that blew in, and so we were parked down by the bay there, and we moved to the side of the road here. I don't know if you can see that, just tucked away behind these trees, because it was going like 75 kilometers an hour at one point, and then with mixed snowfall, which is crazy. But yeah, we slept really good. It was windy, but it wasn't a big deal once we got tucked in all cozy here. Whew. We're just gonna set down camp, stand behind the truck out of the wind. But what a beautiful spot this was. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, so here we go.
Today, we're making the 7.5 hour or 755 kilometer trip across Newfoundland to Porto Basque. There have been some sailing cancellations due to high winds on the ocean, so we want to be nearby in case the weather deteriorates. They did get a bit of snow overnight in the higher elevations between Gander and Corner Brook, but not enough to affect the road conditions. We're gonna look for a camp right here by the creek and spend the night here. We're about 2 hours from Porto Basque. We did a good push today all the way from Come By Chance, which is near St. John's, to here. So this camp spot looks half decent actually, and there's a nice river here. Looks level on the pitch and roll. We're 0 all around, so that's good. This could work. Be a good spot for tonight, and then tomorrow we head towards Porto Basque.
So tonight, I'm pretty tired. I think we're just gonna make some chili and then catch up with the kids, give them a phone call. Yeah, when we pulled in, I was helping Pete back in, and there was a bunch of little grouse running around. That was cute. But yeah, this is just off the highway. I don't know if you can see that. Well, you go down this road here, but you can kind of hear it, but with the little babbling brook there and the river between those two and the wind, yeah, not much road noise for sure.
Good morning. We're heading to Porto Basque now. That's the port where the ferry comes into. So our sailing was scheduled for tomorrow morning, and we would have sailed during the day, but I called the ferry company to see if they had any space available for tonight's sailing, and they did. So we moved our schedule up. We were going to spend the night here. There's a spot by a lighthouse, but we're going to head out there now just to make a coffee and wait for the sailing tonight. The Cape Ray Heritage Lighthouse has been guiding vessels through the Cabot Strait since 1871. Having withstood fires and rebuilds over the years, the current structure was completed in 1960. Today, it stands as both a beacon for maritime travelers and a symbol of the resilience of the local community. While closed for the season, there's a small museum and a gift shop that offer a fascinating glimpse into the region's rich maritime history. We just headed down towards the beach here, or towards the shore, but it looks super muddy up ahead and the road's all washed out, so this is about as far as we can go. But it certainly is a beautiful coastline. Behind us is a lighthouse. We're going to head up that way and take a look. Before heading up to the lighthouse, we stumbled upon an information kiosk that unveiled a fascinating piece of history. The Cape Ray Archaeology Project, which began in 1996, uncovered a remarkable Dorset dwelling, home to the prehistoric sea mammal hunters dating back between 1800 to 1200 years ago. Artifacts found at the site include harpoons, microblades, and scrapers, tools used for hunting seals in the Gulf of St. Lawrence. It's believed that the Dorset people came here each spring, timing their stay with the migration of harp seals. However, warming temperatures during the medieval warm period may have disrupted the seal populations, causing the Dorset to abandon the site. While the exact reasons for the Dorset's eventual disappearance remain unknown, theories suggest resource depletion or competition with other groups may have played a role. Next, we're heading to nearby Cape Ray Beach to take a walk, look for seashells, and watch the powerful waves crash against the shoreline.
What a neat beach this is. You can see the lighthouse. I'm sure you can camp out here. We could probably drive this whole way out on the beach.
After a refreshing walk along the beach, we continued down the dirt road, happy to be off the pavement for a while. We followed the road across the river to the scenic and beautiful J.T. Cheeseman Provincial Park. This was the place where we set up our first camp in Newfoundland back in 2017 when we visited with the kids. Coming back brought a flood of wonderful memories.
I love all the different textures on the rock. What a beautiful spot. I think we're gonna stop here just for a little bit, and I'm gonna glass with my binoculars. It's just one of my favorite spots on this whole trip. It reminds me a little bit of Tuktoyaktuk, and just there are so many textures, and the rocks are just beautiful. The mosses, lichen, the trees smell like Christmas. It's amazing. I'm looking at this thing that looks like a shed, a moose shed, and it's hanging upside down. I mean, like it's upside down, yeah, in the ground. So it could just be a rock, but it could be a shed. So
an old weathered one for sure.
Oh yeah,
Pure white.
but it's fun anyways. So we're gonna kind of veer off the trail here for a minute. I wonder how we could. I wonder up and over.
Probably have to go this way.
But now we notice this rock exposed, so that's probably what it is. But that was fun. I'll just show you guys what we saw from way over there. This beautiful rock. But I thought there's a shed hanging that way because with the glass, it looked like it had some points on it. At least.
Good try.
Yeah. What a blast this little hike was.
Yeah, wonderful.
It always feels good to get out and explore where you are exploring. And we're heading to the ferry now.
Yep.
So like what Pete was saying, we got a night passage, which is going to be great. So we can just sleep while we're crossing and then touch down and hit the road.
It buys us an extra day, so
Yeah.
we can probably have time to do the cabot trail.
And that's gonna be fun. Have we done it before?
Years ago with the kids in the Jeep.
Okay, so I was probably pretty busy, so I don't remember some of it, which I'm finding that's how it's been kind of this last year of Pete and I traveling together is I remember bits and pieces, but not everything. And so it's fun to go back to the places and revisit them and just really soak it in. Because when you're traveling with young ones, you're really busy. Because we would be doing road school, just, you know, different, I don't know, growing up on the road activities. Life on the road, I guess you could say. And it's a special time and a time that I look back and just in awe that we did it and it was so much fun and the memories just flow. But this is where you can kind of like take it in and just stop where you want to stop or do whatever you want.
Looks like our boat coming in and to offload, and then they restock it with everything and load everyone up and head out. So we have a couple hours before that happens, so we're gonna find a place to eat in town if they're open, and then we'll park in the parking lot nice and early so we get at the front of the line. A bit more seafood before we leave the island. This will be our last meal before heading across to Nova Scotia. That was a good dinner. We had a seafood platter and some wings. And the seafood was amazing. Really big chunk of cod. So it's the only restaurant in town, or maybe there's a few, but so it's called Harbor Restaurant. You can see the ferry in the background and it's like pretty much walking distance. So if you're hungry when you arrive, that's a good place to go. Good, you?
I'm going to get you go a little further, sir, around the turn, through the agriculture building. When you come in the other side, all of our new ticket booths are there.
Are they?
They're doing all the ticketing down there now.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So there's 600-700 feet more, that's all.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thanks. They just routed traffic this time for agriculture inspection, making sure we're not bringing any plants off the island or any root vegetables. So we don't have either of those, so we're good to go.
Home sweet home.
You got it.
This is our room. It has 4 beds, but yeah, we only need the 2. And then it has a shower, toilet, bathroom. Hey guys. Yeah, I think we'll take a shower and then call it a night.
Good morning. We had a good sleep, really good sleep crossing. Very comfortable. Wasn't too, the waves, I didn't notice any big waves or anything last night. Very nice. They gave the call that we're about an hour out, maybe a bit less, from Sydney, North Sydney, Nova Scotia. So we're gonna see if they have a cafeteria with the coffee or something, and then we'll get ready to disembark. Looks like a beautiful morning, not too chilly, a little bit foggy, but all in all, it's been a wonderful trip. Thank you, Newfoundland, for your hospitality, and we have a lot more to explore there, and we'll be back. Back on dry land. We're gonna go shopping for a few groceries, and then we'll decide whether we go up the Cabot Trail. Right now it's super socked in with fog, so we were just talking to a gentleman and he said it would be kind of pointless to do it in the fog because you wouldn't see anything but the road. So we'll let you know how it goes.
So like what Pete was saying, we're gonna get a few groceries and then we're gonna probably find a place for breakfast because it is only 7:30. It's super socked in this morning. Made it really hard to get, like, wake up. I got a cup of coffee on the boat, but I'm still just like half asleep.
So we finished shopping and the fog is only getting thicker, so it doesn't make any sense to do the Cabot Trail this time, unfortunately. It's a beautiful area. We've done it with the kids. We'll try to find some of that footage and show you the hike we did up there. So we stopped in at Timmy's to get a coffee and something for breakfast. And the woman serving us, I should have got your name, but she let us know that she's a big fan of the channel. And so we're happy that we stopped in at your Timmy's. And thanks for serving us a great coffee this morning and for giving us some information on the fog and the Cabot Trail. Way back when we first did our first go around, we towed the Jeep behind the motorhome. We left the motorhome at this campground and just took the Jeep across to Newfoundland, which was fun. And we went into Labrador. But yeah, I remember that place now.
Yeah, so we only have 20 more kilometers till we're there at the start, and then we'll make up our minds. So we're just kind of hemming and hawing, going back and forth with what we should do. But wow, it's really thick fog now.
So the top of Kelly's Mountain is in the bright sunshine, but we're driving back into the fog now. Not sure. The sun is pretty bright over there. think we made the right decision. We've now been driving for about 2 hours and it's still as foggy as ever, so you can't see anything but the vehicle in front of you and the sides of the road. So made the right call. If we had time and we were willing to just find a camp and wait it out for a day, you know, then it would work, but we're on a mission to get back home before it freezes up. We had planned to head out to Halifax to introduce you to our friends at Northbound Expeditions and Trail Gear, but we weren't able to make it happen this time. Instead, we'll give them a quick shout out. They've developed some excellent heavy-duty trail gear, like the Garb Bag, and they're a fantastic resource for overlanding in the Maritime provinces. You can even join their crew on one of the MBX events and adventures for an in-depth look at some of the finest trails the Maritime provinces have to offer. We've included a link to their website in the description. Alright, we're nearby the Hopewell rocks, which is on the Bay of Fundy, the highest tides in the world. The park is closed because we're off season, but we're hoping we can park fairly close and walk in, so we'll let you know. We're almost to the gate, but it looks like everything's gated off. So we were able to at least walk to one of the observation points. And you can see all the mud there. That's normally covered in water when the tide's in, and it's still flowing that way, so it's still going out. And over here you can see some of the Hopewell rocks from a distance. When the kids were younger, we came here, and I think it was in the morning, we walked on the ocean floor under the rocks, and then we came back that evening and the water was like almost right up to the top of the rocks. The Hopewell rocks, or flowerpot rocks, are striking sea stacks shaped by tidal erosion on the Bay of Fundy. Rising up to 21 meters or 70 feet, these red-brown sedimentary formations were carved out by the bay's extreme tides. When the park is open, you can walk on the ocean floor at low tide, and then return at high tide to see about 16 meters or 50 feet of ocean covering the spot where you were just standing. There's a little pull off on the side of the road to just about 10 minutes out of the park, and looks pretty level here. A little protected from the wind. There's crazy wind tonight, and right behind us is the Bay of Fundy, so I think there's a little walking trail. We should be able to see again the tide out, and then maybe if we're lucky tomorrow the tide will be in and we can see the difference.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
The Bay of Fundy is home to the highest tides in the world. With the tide currently out, we're gazing at a vast, muddy ocean floor.
Like even that would be like a good 30 feet deep, just that trench.
Yeah.
That water.
The sheer volume of water that flows in and out of the bay is astounding. Each tidal cycle moves approximately 160 billion tons of water, equal to the daily outflow of all the world's rivers combined. Morning. We're gonna get an early start on the road today. Had a good sleep here, but it was super windy. We could hear it going up over the trees. We were kind of tucked in the corner here, so we were protected from it, but it looks like unfortunately a couple of smaller trees, dead trees, came down, and one hit the front of the ford here and left a bit of a dent. Shouldn't be too hard to fix, but that's always something to consider when you're parking near trees. I guess we didn't realize how violent the wind was going to be last night, but anyway, I'll show you what happened. There's a tree that broke, and the end of it is smashed into the truck here, unfortunately. And there's a decent dent right there, but thankfully that's all it was.
Yeah, that was loud last night.
Yeah.
That's a decent dent.
I was envisioning that it smashed the windshield or hit solar panels, and thankfully none of that happened, so it's just the dent on the front of the truck here. It's a little bit dark, but we're going to take a walk over to the Bay of Fundy and see if the tide's up or down. Last night it was right down to the mud floor of the ocean, so let's go take a look. Yeah, it's partially out. It's about the same as last night. So I think every 12 hours, so twice a day, the tide comes in and goes back out. It's a little higher than last night.
Woo! That's cold.
Yeah, that whole thing is in. So we're gonna push today. We're in New Brunswick. We're gonna head towards the St. Lawrence and around, try to get into Quebec somewhere tonight, and then carry on tomorrow. We're getting to the part of the year where everything's gonna be turned into cold winter very soon. It's below freezing right now, and it's only gonna get colder, so time to get up to the lake before it freezes. See the collapsed wall there?
Yeah.
Right to the edge.
That's what I was dreaming of all last night. I'm
was
like,
gonna ask
it's
you,
gonna slide into the.
Did you have any landslide nightmares?
I did. I did not sleep well last night until I told Pete that I was afraid, and then I made him afraid, and then I fell asleep.
And I stayed up worried.
And then he was worried because it was just so windy. That was one of the most windiest. That reminded me of the time in New Zealand.
Yeah, a gale.
A gale came through, and that was just crazy. We were up from like 3 in the morning on, and we put all the kids into our tent because we had rooftop tents at the time.
The side tent collapsed that they were in.
Because it was just downpouring. I mean, I've never seen, it was raining from the ground up and down. But
Yeah, we could hear the water last night, and you can't see anything, so you're envisioning the whole Bay of Fundy's full of water now, and it's churning and it's raining. I don't know if you guys get this, but once in a while, if we're parked close to the edge of a big cliff over water, you kind of get this feeling that the land is going to give way. It's an irrational fear, but I don't know. I get it once in a while. Carol gets it once in a while.
yeah, not all the time, but it's just, it is, and you should listen to your instincts.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, but I was about to tell Pete, like, let's just move like 50 feet. Then the wind died down and everything was all good. I fell asleep, yes, but that wasn't until like, I don't know, almost 4 this morning. So it's all right though. We are heading on the road, and this is kind of exciting. And it's snowing. It was, yeah, it's only 0 right now. But yeah, so good morning, guys, and we'll see what today brings.
We didn't get too far. We saw Homestead home cooking, and we thought, you know, it'd be nice to grab a quick breakfast, and then we'll get on the road. Sound good?
Well, this is cozy.
Order.
For 2, dear?
Yeah.
This is a really cozy place.
It is. I like these little places.
Super
Nothing like
nice.
a home cooked breakfast.
You know, the boys would love this place.
Yeah.
Like, look at this. Like,
Thank you.
You're welcome. We have the breakfast special. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It's right
No.
there.
ooh, this looks good. Cheers.
This ought to do. Steak and eggs. Can't beat it. All right, we pushed really hard today and made it all the way to Ontario. So we crossed from the far east side of New Brunswick, all across New Brunswick, Quebec, and about an hour and a half into Ontario. So Ontario has these places called en routes, and they're basically a restaurant. There's usually a Tim Hortons. It's, you know, different food joints, fuel stations, and then trucker parking for big trucks, but also for RVs and campers like this. So we used them a lot in the past, so it's kind of nostalgic to be back here parking overnight in en route. So first thing in the morning, we're going to get up and keep going. Big day tomorrow, as was today, but tonight we're going to get set up and get some sleep. We are back on the road early this morning, continuing our westward journey back home. We haven't slept in a truck stop like that for some time. It's a little noisier than I remember, but slept all right for a few hours, and hoping to make up a lot of ground today. So come with us, we're heading home.
I can't believe it, guys. We are almost back. 2 minutes until we're at the marina and seeing the boys and Lando again, and we did it. The whole trip. It's we're both very tired. I think we got up. We went to bed late. It was kind of a hard night to fall asleep. I don't know if it was just the nerves of knowing we were going to be back tonight. But yeah, today, because it's quite early. Like we hauled.
Yeah,
like we were making up some good time.
Yesterday morning we were on the edge of the Bay of Fundy, which is hard to believe. We'd never be able to do this in the Jeeps.
No.
That's a 3 or 4, easy a 4-day drive. We did it in 2 because of the ease of driving with the truck and the comfort of the seats and all that stuff combined. It allows us to do longer days, to go faster.
Well, even the stops are fast because it's like if you just go the washroom in the back.
With just the 2 of us,
yeah.
It's fast. Yeah.
You can make a quick snack, coffee, whatever you want, and then boom, you're back on instead of having to stop, you know, wait in line, buy things. Oh, we did that a few times, but yeah, it was really, really fast and quite comfortable riding. And the heated seats are quite nice this time of year. Yeah, so we're almost there.
Excited to be back, see the boys. Lando's gonna freak out for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him. And careful, little guy. Careful. Careful. Hi. Hi.
Who is it?
Here, let me get out. Hey, Dan.
Sky.
I don't have anything for him. Normally I have something for
A bone would have been awesome.
Oh. Go get it, Lando. Where is it?
What is it? Oh, look what you got. Woohoo!
Look at you.
What do you got? What do you got? Woohoo! Go. Show us around. Show us around. Oh, good boy, good boy. No, those are eggs. What do you got? What do you got? You excited? Woohoo! Go get Mom. Where's Mom? Mommy. Mommy. There's Mom.
Go get butter.
Where's Mom? Where's Mommy?
Hi, little guy.
Woohoo! After an incredible journey, it feels so good to be back at the cabin with Pete, Dan, and Lando. Winter is fast approaching, and there's plenty to do as we get ready for the big freeze-up. We hope you'll join us for the upcoming cabin series, where we'll share life in the wilderness, preparing for the cold months ahead in our cozy off-grid home. Thanks for coming along on this adventure, and we'll see you in the next one.